Right now, Tropical Storm Debbie is a record-breaking system, where the storm has already unleashed a tornado and where it could be headed next. Did she forget the dash cam was rolling?
Whatever I owe you, I can just pay you in cash. Whatever the is.
Why a cop says this woman tried to bribe him. And bring on the old school rides, where locals are reliving the 60s. First Coast News at 11 starts right now.
This is First Coast News at 11. First for you.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Claire Sims. Jessica Clark has the night off. Right now, parts of Florida are already feeling the wrath of Tropical Storm Debbie. There are reports of a tornado touching down near Naples just as Debbie formed. Crushed cars and littered streets are left behind. Now, this is the first time since 1851 that 4 storms have been formed before July. So the big question tonight, which way is Debbie headed? Meteorologist Mike Prangley is tracking the storm.
Thank you, Claire. In fact, tonight we're watching the storm closely.
All right, thanks, Mike. Get information about severe weather sent straight to your cell phone. Just head to our website to sign up for First Coast News text alerts. And while you're on firstcoastnews.com, check out our e-hurricane guide. You can find it right on the weather page. Right now, homicide investigators are looking into how a man ended up dead in the Julington Creek Marina. First Coast News' Roger Weeder has been gathering the details. He joins us now live with more.
Well, Claire, just a few minutes ago, the Jacksonville Sheriff.
New information tonight in the case of a man suspected of stabbing his grandfather. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office says investigators have arrested 26-year-old Alfred Johnson. Police say Johnson got into an argument with 55-year-old Reginald Adams. That's when Johnson allegedly stabbed his grandfather, then took off in Adams' car. Police say Adams underwent surgery for life-threatening injuries. Johnson is charged with felony attempted murder. Tonight, the community surrounding Penn State is reacting to the conviction of former assistant football coach Jerry Sandusky. A jury convicted Sandusky on 45 of 48 criminal counts for abusing young boys over a decade and a half. His sentencing won't happen for 3 months, but his defense is still hard at work. Brian Moore has the story tonight from Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. Taking over, Occupy protesters are back at Jacksonville City Hall tonight. Protesters from all over Florida are joining the Occupy Jacksonville movement in a 24-hour demonstration. Today's event began around noon, and they're calling the renewed effort the Occupy Caravan. The group is picking up protesters in several cities on their way to a national protest planned in Philadelphia on July 4th. Members of Occupy Jacksonville will join the caravan and hit the road tomorrow on their way to Charleston, South Carolina. Occupying Main Street tonight, hundreds of people lining up to see vintage cars on parade. Car enthusiasts attracted crowds as they showed off their pride and joy during the Cruising Main Street event. Cruising the strip near Crystals was the thing to do in Jacksonville on the weekends in the 60s and 70s, and people say tonight's cruise took them down memory lane.
She's so funny. I'm telling her that's a 63 Chevy or, whatever, and she's like, I can't believe that I know cars. It's just been wonderful.
We're having a ball. Saw a lot of old friends from high school, a lot of really cool cars. Love it.
Well, if you went out cruising tonight, we want to see your pictures. Just share them with us by looking for First Coast News on Facebook. Well, those cars not the only action in town today.
Action!
What you're seeing and hearing is a production crew from Sally Corporation filming as police cars swerve down Laura Street near the Bank of America Tower. The crew wouldn't say exactly what they were filming this morning, only that it's an action scene for a production. Sally Corporation is based in Jacksonville, and according to its website, the company creates interactive rides for theme parks all over the world. Right now, shoppers may be trapped where a mall's roof came crashing down. And caught on camera why an attempt to pay off a cop may cost a woman more than she bargained for. And Battle of the Bands, the grand prize for a top local performer. Some talented teens rocked Jacksonville's main library as part of the 7th annual Teen Battle of the Bands. 6 bands performed in front of hundreds of music lovers as part of a free contest that gives teenagers the chance to play their original work before a live audience.
The Battle of Bands is all about bringing teenagers downtown to the main library who may not normally use the library. And then once we get them here with this really fun, exciting event, we can give them more information about all of the really great free services, programs, and other resources we have here at the public library.
A panel of 3 judges picks the top 3 bands, and the first place band wins a 4-hour recording session at a local studio. Another group of local teens spends their Saturday raising money to help a friend after a tragic accident. The teens put on a garage sale today at San Juan del Rio Church in Fruit Cove. Montana Reinschmidt became paralyzed after a dirt bike accident.
Look, we've
Montana's father says his son is making positive improvements in his recovery. A former principal accused in a violent rampage, who police say he called to confess.
The Sharks and Gladiators had combined to lose.
Searchers are combing through debris tonight looking for people who may have been trapped inside a shopping mall when the roof came crashing down. It happened at this mall in Canada. The part of the roof that collapsed is also used for parking. Officials evacuated the building, but at this point, police are not sure if anyone is injured or missing.
There's no way I could pay you off and have this all done. Even if I give you like $3,000 in cash, no way.
Ma'am, I'm going to tell you one more time to step out of this vehicle.
The woman you just heard, Ashley Anderson, is facing charges of felony bribery, resisting arrest, and DUI after allegedly trying to buy her way out of a traffic stop near Orlando. A trooper with the Florida Highway Patrol pulled the 21-year-old over for speeding around 3 o'clock Thursday morning. On the tape, Anderson repeatedly offers the trooper cash. She tells the officer she had to get behind the wheel because her boyfriend had already gotten a DUI. Denied. A former middle school principal accused of going on a violent rampage is in jail without bond after making his first court appearance today. Police say Anthony Giancola stabbed 2 people at a home for hearing impaired before attacking a couple at a motel and trying to run over even more people with a car. Investigators say Giancola even admitted to calling his mother to brag about the crimes.
He said he's told his mother, "You'll be very proud of me. I just killed 10 drug dealers at a motel."
What kind of person says that?
Well, obviously a troubled person and a person who is lost it and killed people.
Investigators believe Giancola was under the influence of drugs or alcohol during the attacks. Administrators fired him from a school in Tampa after police arrested Giancola on drug charges in 2007. Sick and dying. Animal experts believe they now know why dozens of birds continue to wash up along our coast. The St. John's Veterinary Hospital in St. Augustine says its staff is caring for some of those sick birds. 150 of the seabirds have washed up on beaches in Brevard County. The birds migrate from Africa, and experts believe the strong winds during their trip are to blame. Well, right now, people in New Orleans are bracing for Tropical Storm Debbie. People stocking up on supplies, and stores like Home Depot say they're extremely busy.
I'm staying, get water and batteries and just flashlights, and that's about it. Just canned food, maybe.
Meteorologist Mike Prangley, he's been tracking Debbie all day. He just gave me an update. Mike, what's the latest?
Yeah, in fact, they're closing these floodgates in Louisiana right now as a result of the storm. We told you we're off to the fastest start of hurricane season, and we're feeling the effects, Claire, in CP. Look at that. We've got the rain in the forecast at least through Tuesday, but once it clears, get ready. It's going to be sultry, hot, with highs back up near 100 by late in the week.
Wow. And the good thing is, even though we did get some rain, they were still able to get their games in.
Well, when you play arena football, you play inside of arena. The only Sharks that I know that don't really like to play in water. The regular season is winding down.
Have a great night. Thanks for joining us.